Oh, hi. What's going on, y'all? Blue Collar Progressive here. I'm out in the mobile broadcasting unit. I'm hanging out, waiting for my girl. She's in a doctor's appointment right now, so I'm just kicking it and watching some news, catching up on some news, watching some videos and stuff. And I just wanted to do a quick react to this secular talk video that just dropped. I just wanted to add something to the discourse and the dialogue, because I think that I pretty much agree with everything that they had to say as far as their speculation goes, but I do want to add one thing of my own. So we're going to take a look at their video first, and then I'm going to come back with you guys and tell you what my theory is about things, all right? So
President Trump shared on Lie Social last night that a post from some, conspiracy theorist that claims there was a vote-flipping conspiracy involving Barack Obama, the CIA, the FBI, China, military satellites, and also randomly some Italians. Like, insane.
Bringing back anti-Italian bigotry.
But this is all in service of trying to basically steal 2026 and 2028. And then they just had this roundtable discussion, and you have Trump saying, "You found many bags of information. I think they call them burn bags. They did not get burned, having to do with how corrupt the 2020 election was." And Tulsi chimes in and says, "I'll be the first to brief you once we have that information collected. But you're right. We are finding documents literally tucked away. We are finding documents literally tucked away in the back of safes in random offices." So what they're going to do is they're going to come out and lie and say, "Oh, we found evidence of fraud. It's proof that these localities can't be trusted. So what we're going to do is we're going to send in the military to make sure everything's on the up and up." I think that's the idea.
Yeah, so, and specifically in Georgia, obviously Georgia's a key state in 2028, also a key state in 2026, because Jon Ossoff is on the ballot there. He is the most, I think, endangered Democrat up for re-election. And Georgia, the Republicans in the legislature there passed this law back in 2021, right after the 2020 Stop the Steal nonsense, basically saying we can take over your local election board if there's certain criteria you have to meet. But basically, if there's like investigations and you are found to be like malfeasance there or some sort of election fraud. So there's a piece in the Atlanta Journal-Constitution laying out that this FBI raid could be a pretext for them taking over the Fulton County election board and installing a Trump lackey to run the elections there. So I think that's a really important piece. I think this is also just testing the boundary of what they can get away with. It dovetails with the fact that in Minnesota, Pam Bondi sent a letter saying, "Hey, we'll leave if you hand over your voter rolls." So clearly that is top of mind. They were trying to use this occupation of the city of Minneapolis to force them to turn over their voter rolls. They were putting pressure on states across the country to do the same. Trump recently said he regrets not having the National Guard come in and seize ballot boxes, but he's not sure they were up to it. Well, guess who he might think is up to it?
And he said,
ICE.
And he said, we shouldn't even have an election.
Yeah.
He said we shouldn't even have an election.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's clear he knows that he's not going to do well in the midterm elections. He's said publicly, the president in power normally does poorly in the election. So he sees that as a fait accompli. So now this is the, shot across the bow of here's how we're going to try to undermine or directly rig 2026 and then, moving on to 2028.
Yeah. So their plan is to steal 2026 and 2028. And in the process, the best way of doing that is to try to convince everybody that actually it was the Democrats who stole 2020. So these are just safety measures to make sure that it's fair.
Yeah.
So buckle up.
Yeah.
This is bad stuff.
All right, and we're back. So essentially, I agree with everything that they say as far as this being a way for Trump to be able to declare martial law or get the military involved in some way, and eventually in the future to take hold of the elections and control the elections and basically be able to put himself in as he pleases. But the issue is that he can't run for office again, right? So this is the issue. So by the Constitution, some amendment, right? They made some amendment at one point where you can only run twice, and this was done back during FDR, if I remember correctly, because during the Depression, because he was so popular that they were just, he could have kept winning and winning and winning. I think he was president for 3 terms, and then that's when he put on the limit. He said, all right, that's enough. So anyhow, that's the little bit of history of that. But so the issue that I see is that he's not actually able to run again, right? He's already only run twice. And herein lies the reason, right? We have to ask ourselves why he's doing this whole thing. It's not going to be just to put in one of his homies. Oh boy, we've got a parking dispute. This is a cutthroat parking lot, man. Now, I tell you what, it took me a minute, and I'm in this little tiny spot. I know everybody hates me right now with my big van in here. But anyways, so you have to ask yourself why, right? What's the point in this? And I don't think it's just to get him, anybody else elected. I think it's about trying to get him elected again, that God willing, right? So here's my idea. What if the reason that he's doing this and still crying about the 2020 election is so that he can say that he actually won the 2020 election. Therefore, he's already in his 3rd term. He's already started a new term, and he's already broken that 2-term limit. And so he's already broken that precedent. And so this could be argued in court, right? Because they're not going to take him away. They're not going to just say, oh, you already had your time in 2020. You think that's what the goal is to be like, oh, he's out now. No, the goal is to have that be the precedent. Oh, we already did it, so we're already in it. So why can't we just keep going on this Trump dynasty thing? Anyways, that's the idea, right? I want to hear what you guys think about it, because like I said, I agree with all of the other theories. At this point, it's all conjecture, right? We're all just kind of, man, it's an interesting story developing, right? So we're all kind of just taking stabs at it. We don't really know what's going on here, but I think that the big picture is obviously that this man does not want to leave office. So those are my thoughts. I just wanted to get that out there real quick because Kyle and Crystal just dropped that video about 45 minutes ago. So I just wanted to add that piece to the conversation. I think that that's definitely important. And I want to know what everybody else thinks about it, because I haven't heard anybody else bring up that aspect yet. But I do think that that's pretty much what's going on there. So anyways, tell me your thoughts in the comment section, whether you agree with me or not. It's always fun to have you guys interact.